Have you ever felt like the history we learn in school is incomplete? Like there are huge, missing chapters in the human story? What if I told you that some of the greatest evidence for a lost, prehistoric civilization isn't buried in the desert sands, but hidden beneath the waves? Get ready, because today we're diving deep into the forgotten cities beneath time. Most of us are taught that civilization began around 6,000 years ago in Mesopotamia. But what if that's just when our recorded history began? What if advanced societies existed thousands of years earlier, during what we call the prehistoric era? Societies that were wiped from the map by a cataclysmic event at the end of the last ice age. It sounds like science fiction, right? But the evidence is compelling, and it submerged all over the world. Around 12,000 years ago, the ice age was ending. Massive glaciers, miles thick, began to melt. This wasn't a gentle thaw. It was a dramatic period of catastrophic flooding that raised sea levels by over 400 feet. Any coastal cities that existed back then would have been completely inundated. And where do great civilizations tend to build? Right along the coasts. Let's travel to the coast of India, to the Gulf of Kamhat. In 2002, oceanographers conducting a pollution survey stumbled upon something extraordinary. Using side-scan sonar, they mapped geometric structures nearly 130 feet below the surface. We're talking about massive foundations, grid-like city layouts, and what appear to be dams and public buildings, stretching for miles. Artifacts dredged from the site Patori beads, and even human remains were. The results were mind-blowing. One piece of wood from the site was dated to be 9,500 years old. That's 4,000 years older than the Great Pyramids of Giza, and 5,000 years older than any known city in India. The establishment dismissed it as a natural formation, but the evidence for human craftsmanship is hard to ignore. Could this be the legendary city of Dwarka, described in ancient Hindu texts as being submerged by the sea? Now, let's journey west to the Mediterranean, near the island of Malta. Here, we find underwater cart ruts, parallel tracks carved into the limestone seabed. These aren't just a few random lines. They form a complex network, running 4 miles and crisscrossing each other, some even leading directly off underwater cliffs. On land, similar ruts are found near megalithic temples, like Hagar, Kim, which are already among the oldest freestanding structures on Earth. Geologists confirm these underwater tracks were carved when the area was dry land, before the sea levels rose. Who carved these tracks? And for what purpose? What kind of transport required such a permanent, extensive network? They suggest a level of organized activity and settlement far older than our history books account for. Our next stop is in Japan, off the coast of Yanagunijima. In the 1980s, a diver discovered a massive, terraced stone structure that has since been named the Yanaguni Monument. It's a colossal monolith, about the size of a football field, featuring what appear to be giant steps, flat terraces, and sharp, geometric angles. Mainstream geology argues it's a natural phenomenon, a result of sandstone fracturing along its bedding planes. But many who have dived the site, including geologists, are convinced it's been modified by human hands. They point to features like the Turtle Terrace, and a formation that looks eerily like a giant stone head. If it is man-made, or even man-enhanced, its creation would predate the sea level rise, placing it squarely in the prehistoric era, making it one of the oldest structures on the planet. Think about it. We have potential 9,500-year-old city ruins in India, prehistoric transport networks in the Mediterranean, and a massive, potentially man-made monument off the coast of Japan. These aren't isolated incidents. Similar submerged structures have been found in the Caribbean, off the coast of Cuba, and in the North Sea. Each one, on its own, can be debated. But, together, they paint a picture of a widespread, maritime civilization that thrived before the Great Floods. A civilization that was, for all intents and purposes, erased from history. Why isn't this front-page news? Well, changing our entire understanding of prehistory is a monumental task. It challenges established timelines and requires a complete rethinking of human development. Archaeology is a cautious science, and extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence. Underwater archaeology is also incredibly difficult and expensive. But as technology improves, we're able to explore more of this submerged world, and the evidence continues to mount. The legends of a great flood and a lost golden age aren't unique to one culture. They're universal. From Plato's Atlantis to the story of Noah, from the Sumerian flood myth to the tales of indigenous peoples across the Americas. Could these be fragmented memories, passed down through millennia, of a real event? A memory of a world that was lost beneath the waves, taking its history with it. We may not be descendants of cavemen who suddenly figured out farming. We might be the inheritors of a forgotten legacy, a civilization that rebooted after a global catastrophe. The seafloor is the world's largest museum, and we've barely scratched the surface. These forgotten cities beneath time challenge us to ask bigger questions, to look beyond the accepted narrative, and to imagine a human story that is far older, grander, and more mysterious than we ever thought possible. The secrets are out there, waiting to be rediscovered. What do you think? Are these just geological quirks, or are they the smoking gun of a lost Ice Age civilization? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. If you found this journey as fascinating as I did, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe for more deep dives into the mysteries of our past. Thanks for watching, and keep questioning.